Today's video is about how to grow your mail club. If you already have a club or if you're thinking about starting one, I have a lot of information in this video, so I do recommend taking notes. But before we get into the video, I do want to do a little disclaimer. There have been a lot of impersonation scams on YouTube. I think that AI is speeding up scams. So one of the scams that's happening right now is AI is scraping YouTube and looking for recent comments and trying to match the recent comment, the name in it, to I guess the dark web, and kind of matching your contact information. And then the scammer sends you an email impersonating the YouTuber saying, thanks for watching the YouTube video. If you want help with whatever the YouTube video was about, just pay some money and I could help you. And they offer their scam. And this is happening really fast with AI and frequently. So I don't know which YouTube videos are being targeted, but I want you to be aware of it and be careful, and just know that, typically business owners use business emails. I use a business email. It's hello@adrianmorris.com. So if somebody is reaching out to you with my name and not using this email, please let me know, because it probably is an impersonator. And part of my disclaimer to you is that this information I'm providing it to you for free. I'm not trying to charge you money or have some high ticket course where I charge you money to explain this kind of stuff. So let's just get into the video. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below and I will probably get back to you for free. The first thing I want you to write down is the name Jenna Kutcher. And then just write Pinterest next to it. So Jenna Kutcher has a lot of free trainings and information about how to use Pinterest and optimize the power of Pinterest to drive organic traffic for different purposes. So you can drive organic traffic for more than just, product listings. I think a lot of people know how to use Pinterest for that, but what Jenna will explain to you is you can drive traffic to your social media accounts. You can drive traffic to, let's say, this YouTube video. You can drive traffic to a landing page where you're collecting emails. So there's a lot of creative ways that you can be using Pinterest, and you want to optimize free traffic. So to learn more about how Pinterest works, I really recommend checking out Jenna Kutcher. This is not a sponsored pitch of any kind. I haven't used any of her paid services, so I can't speak to those. I'm just talking about the free information and kind of the spiel she gives, where she explains the value of Pinterest and gives you ideas specifically how to implement it, what would it look like, and examples and stuff like that. So I recommend writing her name down and look her up. And if you're not already using Pinterest, I highly recommend using Pinterest. All right, the next thing I want you to write down for your notes is mailboxclubs.com. This is a website that features artists who are running mailbox clubs, art mail clubs. And it is a platform that is for real artists. So if you're watching this video and you're not a real artist, you want to sell AI generated stuff as a mail club, you won't be approved for this website. This is for real artists. What you need to do to get on here is super simple. You just fill out an application and they will feature you, and you can set up a profile, and you can also set up a listing describing your mail club and uploading pictures. This is a great way to be discovered on their website, but also it is a backlink opportunity for you to have your full backlink listed. And just in general, whenever you're becoming discovered, you're getting features, you want to try to include your full website URL so that you're getting credit for the backlink. And this will help you in the long run. Google and other search engines, they very slowly reflect SEO work or search engine optimization. So Google does indexing, and that can take, let's say 4 weeks or sometimes months to actually show your ranking of someone searches for something and you come up sooner. So you're kind of in it for the long game, but don't just pass up a backlink opportunity is kind of my advice to you. Try to get backlinks gradually and over time, and eventually you will rank higher in search results. So this is an example of a backlink opportunity, and it's also just a place for you to be featured and discovered. You should write it down, check it out, and get yourself listed on there. I do want to talk a little bit about kind of marketing agencies that will promote their services for you. I have always been torn between, should I do all the marketing work myself or should I outsource it? And I have some concerns about outsourcing, specifically because of AI. I don't want plagiarized work to be done. I don't want to outsource content creation and have someone use AI to write blogs for me and that kind of thing. But also because business owners are handling so many tasks, and we don't know, we're not sure how much a backlink should cost. I think a lot of marketing agencies typically price gouge for this kind of work. So personally, I don't think that a backlink should cost hundreds of dollars. One of the marketing agencies I reached out to get a quote for how much it would cost for us to work together, and they quoted me $21,000 for a minimum 12-month contract. So basically they wouldn't even let me try things out for 1 month to see if it was a good fit. They needed to lock me into a 12-month contract. It seemed very predatory. I think most businesses that have a good value proposition should be able to offer their services at low cost, or if not free at first, to prove the value and make the customer comfortable before entering into some kind of longer term agreement. But they tried to use the reasoning that, backlinks take time to show, that indexing thing that I was talking about. And yeah, I'm just not comfortable spending that much money for that period of time, not knowing how much it really would help my business. So I don't recommend spending, $800 plus on a backlink. I think that that's ridiculous. And there are ways that you can get backlinks over time, just by you making your own real content, and other people will want to reference you, and you can get media placements and do influencer kind of marketing where you're gifting, maybe a gifted collaboration, and you get some kind of backlink from that, where the cost is only how much you're gifting of your product, and instead of $800 to a marketing agency per backlink. Like this one would have been $875 per backlink, which is crazy. The third thing for you to write down if you're interested is flyers that have these little things that you can pull off. So I distributed these all over town. There's a lot of small businesses that have community bulletin boards that will allow you to advertise with a flyer or put your business card up on the bulletin board. I put these up in Amy's Ice Cream, Juice Land, the Soup Peddler, and other, Summer Moon Coffee, like just cafes and small little shops that have an area for me to advertise. I have seen people pulling these off, and I can see when someone signs up from this. So it does convert. It didn't cost me anything to hang this up. It just cost me time to make it and then go all over town and put them up. So I wouldn't say that it really moves the needle as much as Pinterest. Pinterest is like number one. And then, backlinks and features is probably number two. And then I would say number three is just kind of physical things that you can hand out. If you are doing in-person vending pop-up markets, I like to do those. I hand out like a card version of this. And with in-person pop-up markets, I'm always trying to gather emails. So I like to run contests, and I'll ask somebody to fill out a raffle contest form so that they can win something in the raffle. It's something that I'm giving away for free, and people get excited and they want something for free. You're giving them value, right? And so they enter the raffle, and it's in exchange. The contest requires them to give me permission to email them. I have that written out on the form, and then I have their email, and I'm able to do email marketing. The last thing I have written on here is to do market research. So you don't want to copy someone 100%, but you do need to understand the expectations that other customers already have based on the mail clubs they may have already interacted with or seen. So you kind of need to be meeting their expectations by including enough items in your mail club. So it might be a good idea starting with that Mailbox Club's website, or if you want to sign up for other artists' clubs. I did sign up for other artists' clubs just to see what they were selling. I didn't rip anybody off or sell their stuff. The nice thing is that even after doing that market research, I saw that every artist has their own unique voice and style, and our art looks so different from each other. So that is really good to see. And even in a saturated market, it is your artistic voice that is going to shine and help differentiate you from other clubs. And in a saturated market, it's not necessarily a bad thing that there are so many clubs, because it helps with search engine optimization. If a lot of people are marketing art clubs, there are specific search terms you can match with SEO that you can use in your content and in your marketing messaging to help people find your club. So, the fact that there are a lot of clubs could be a good thing. I think that there's plenty of market share for all of us to be running our clubs. So I wish you guys luck. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop your questions down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.